morning is Brian Canham from Pseudo Echo, who has joined us again in the studio. So it's like, welcome, Brian.
Good morning.
We're like old mates.
We are.
You've done something so crazy overnight.
Dangerous.
Dangerous.
Wow,
that Paul and I are a
wacky
bit gobsmacked. And that's drive from where?
Well, before the drive, we flew from Melbourne and we had to get up at something like 3 o'clock in the morning to get that flight. Then when we landed, we sort of didn't check our itinerary that closely. We just said, gig's a gig. Got the car, hopped in and went, it's 5 hours away. So we had to get on the gas and drive to Geraldton.
So you did not know when you arrived that you were heading up to Geraldton?
No, we sort of just, there's 50 dates in this.
Yeah, you knew
so. You sort of grab the list and go, okay, let's go. Yeah. And, Raquel leads the way. She's good. Generally she knows where they all are. But this one she missed.
Does that mean poor Raquel had to do most of the driving?
No, nobody even huffed or puffed or anything at her. So it was very good. And we drove to Geraldton and then we did the gig, but then we realised we've got this morning, so we said, hey, we have to drive back too. Yeah. So we packed up our gear and drove back and got back just a few hours ago.
So what time did the gig finish in Geraldton?
The guy 1927 played with us too, so we played first, thank God, because it would have been real. I don't think we would have made it. We said, hey, we'll love you and leave you guys. See you later. Have a good gig. Bye. We were out of there.
Brian, that's so rock and roll. We're thrilled to have you in. We're going to ask you lots of stuff and talk about the gig that you're doing. I mean, it doesn't stop for you, mate.
No,
because you're doing Rockingham and then Gosnells tomorrow night.
That's right.
You've also programmed some music for us this morning. You've picked some of your favourites. We've got a Simple Minds track here, Love Song. Why this one, Brian Canham?
That one was one of those songs that when I was forming Pseudo Echo, it was one of the big influences for me. It was a song that I sort of found this band, and all the bands that I found in the 80s or in my childhood were always just by the album covers. My brothers, I have 4 older brothers, and they'd have a big list of, a big row of albums that I could flick through, and I was always drawn to the album artwork, and that had beautiful sort of minimalistic, very nouveau 80s style artwork, and I was drawn to the graphics and the design, the way they cut out the photos, which I plagiarised on Northumberland Park.
Stealing a dad.
Only slightly. But yeah, and the song, the way it started, because, most of my experience in a band as a kid was just one drum kit, one bass and one guitar, and possibly a bit out of tune. And I'd strum away, and that was your sound. It wasn't, anything to go, oh, wow, that's an interesting intro. But when I heard Love Song, it starts with this amazing bubbling synthesizer arpeggio, and I remember hearing that and going, whoa, how do you make that sound? So also plagiarised that when I found out how to do it too, but not exactly.
But you use those words, it's not, it's stealing a dad. Brian Canham was just saying that that's one of his favourite songs that he loves. Brian Canham joins us from Pseudo Echo right now, live in the studio, 96 FM. Brian, you asked where you were playing before because you lost track of time, I think, when you came from Geraldton. Tonight you're playing at the Leisure Inn in Rockingham.
Okay, good.
I mean, he's not an invalid. I mean,
that's not like 5 hours away or something, is it?
No, Rebecca will get you there. Don't worry. Your lovely wife is here, and I trust her.
Wife or nurse?
Yeah, both. And I trust her. Tomorrow night, you are going to be at the Gosnells Hotel, and you can get tickets at oztix.com.au. That's a terrific venue as well.
Great. Glad to hear.
We're playing some music that you love this morning, and very shortly we will get to one of Lisa and my favourite bands, Hearts.
We often reference Heart on this show.
Well, I have my own personalised Heart playlist on my music device all the time.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, because sometimes there's one you're not so mad about, and this one
changes a bit.
You skip that one. So I made my own little playlist up, and got all the hits, all the classics. It's great, love it.
Now tonight, Lise, you're having a very special moment with your daughter at Optus Stadium.
Just quickly, she's turning 9, and it's her very first concert. I'm taking her to Taylor Swift.
All right.
And we were sort of talking about our first concerts, and I went and saw Love of the Common People.
Yeah, Paul Young.
Paul Young.
Wow.
At the Entertainment Centre, and he stood on a speaker as he sung Love of the Common People, and that stayed with me, right? Yeah. I can't hear his songs without being taken back.
Did he do the stage slides?
He did the stage.
Oh, so good. As long as you don't end up in the pit, but,
And Hopes, what was your first
Well, my mother took me to see Tina Turner.
Oh, God.
Please. Unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
I was the only 12-year-old boy there. But
Yeah, well, that's a cool gig. Your mum's cool.
Very cool.
What about you, Brian Canham from Pseudo Echo? Tell us, can you remember your first
My
concert?
first concert. Well, I have a recollection of seeing the Zoot. Do you remember the Zoot?
Yeah.
I saw the Zoot on the foreshore in Rye when I was a little kid, and I remember it clearly because Rick Springfield cut his toe. They were playing barefoot as hippies
Hold
do.
on, so no, for those who don't know the Zoot, because you and Paul obviously
Sorry, I've jumped ahead.
know the Zoot. I know, you and Paul are all like, oh, the Zoot. I have no idea who the Zoot are.
Okay, the Zoot are Daryl Cotton, B. Birtles from LRB, a drummer that I can't remember, sorry, drummer. Drummer. And Rick Springfield. And a bass player too, I can't remember.
Which sounds like a super group
It was a cool group even then. And I'm going through their Pink stage. They called themselves the Pink Zoot at that time, I think. Maybe they just made that up, but they were wearing pink. And they were all barefoot too with their sort of pinky white flares and pinky white shirts and long brown hair. They looked pretty cool. And I just remember a big kerfuffle on the stage, and they were all fussing around Rick. And Rick had cut his toe. He'd still got a bit of glass or something, and there's blood pouring out, completely clashing with the pink outfit. It's red.
Because we all know that red does not go with pink.
No, never.
Yeah, but that was very memorable for me. Just seeing the loud volume on the stage, and it was exciting. So yeah,
I had a station manager at a radio station I used to work at who had a Zoot Daryl Cotton story, wherein which he claimed to have been at a Zoot gig, wherein which there was a bloke in the crowd. I don't know if he'd cut his toe or not, but he'd gotten out of hand and gotten a bit mouthy.
yeah.
And he claims that during one of the songs, Daryl Cotton did not miss a beat. He sang, he didn't stop, and as he was banging his tambourine on his thigh, he lined the bloke up from about 30 metres away and threw the tambourine through the crowd and hit him square in the middle of the head.
Yeah, that's a pretty standard rock and roll manoeuvre. Yeah. I've done worse.
Brian, we were talking
Not trying to steal his thunder.
Yeah, no.
We were talking about our obsession with Heart. And I think at that stage, that's when, video clips were just huge. You'd sit in front, you'd wait.
Concept videos, especially, with the story.
And
oh, my God, and the acting.
Oh, the acting. Now, you just
Or the
laughed
lack thereof.
The lack that sorted them out, let me tell you.
Laughed
Sorry,
about
I was guilty
the
of it too.
All I want to do is make love to you. And that's one that Paul and I incessantly talk about in the
we love
studio.
that.
Incessantly.
Yeah. Well.
And what's for you? Because we're going to play that
For
shortly.
me, there was, as a kid, you'd playing guitar in the 70s. Whenever you went to a music shop and you tried a guitar or a pedal, you usually there was a song that would go with that sound.
Yeah.
If you had the wah-wah, you'd play whatever, some, chicka waka, Barry White or something, or whatever it was you would have. And I remember as a kid in the music shop and, hitting this flanger phaser pedal that had come out in the 70s and thinking, oh, my God, and so when you played the guitar, it would phase around, and so obviously you'd play that Heart song.
Yeah, Barracuda.
I only knew the first three chords. But that was the main bit you played. And then it had the harmonics and the open strings that the guy played, and it's just fantastic. I love it. And it's such great guitar work in the song. So I get such pleasure listening to it. And then, God, add that with her amazing voice. My God.
Oh, God, yeah.
Can she just sing any more dramatic and high?
Yeah. With more emotion.
Oh, God, it's the proverbial rock goddess,
All right, well, we've got some commercial commitments right now, but after that, we're going to play Barracuda by Heart.
Great.
Okay.
We are with Brian Canham live in the studio, 96 FM. How good is it hearing that song, Brian Canham from Pseudo Echo?
Takes me back. I love hearing it. I was listening to it on the drive back last night, in fact.
From Geraldton.
Yeah, I love it.
You could have listened to Heart's entire back catalogue going back from Geraldton.
And funny thing with that song too, which I have a real connection with my grandfather, who passed away many years ago, in fact. But he was Serbian, and he was very European, and he was an avid fisherman. And he was also a bit of a perv. He couldn't help it. He was European. And he'd always, we'd be driving along, going down the coast, my mate and I, and we'd be sitting in the back of his big Falcon wagon, and we could hear him always ranting fish categories. He'd rate girls that he saw on the street by the catch.
Is that right?
And always the creme de la creme was the Barracuda.
Really?
And I remember one time we're driving down the coast and he's got the window down, he's going, oh, Barracuda, like this. And then he nearly rear-ended somebody and he hit the skids and there was a motorcyclist following us and he hit my granddad's car. We felt so bad because we were sitting in the back as you did in the 70s, no seatbelts, facing out the back. Yeah. And we're watching this motorbike going, he's so cool, look at him. But the next thing he's in the bloody back with us, like... But Barracuda was the top range.
My grandfather was always partial to a groper, actually.
Funny about that.
Now, you're on in Rockingham tonight, Gosnell's...
At the Leisure Inn.
Tomorrow night.
You can get tickets at oztix.com.au, and we suggest you do because it's a fantastic show.
And this is a national tour with 1927.
Yeah. I think it's about 50 dates all up, and we're about sort of maybe halfway. Something like that.
And you play all the hits?
Yeah, all the hits and lots of jamming. We do a lot of jamming at the end of the night with Suds. We stretch that song out. Well, I won't say which song because I'm going to keep it a surprise, but most people know which song we end with. And boy, do we get our money's worth out of that.
Oh, really?
There's a lot of songs that you can fit into the key of E.
Oh, really?
And we just jam it and jam it and jam it. We swap it around, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
But our favourites still.
Yeah, we love it.
I love
we both love it.
We still love it.
Listening.
Our
favourite.
I'll probably say, people always get those lyrics wrong, don't they? What are those lyrics, Brian? Come on.
You know what? The funny thing is, after all these years...
You didn't make that line up.
No.
You've got the listening.
After all these years, look, the crowd love it. They all know it. But you know what? I tell you, not many of them know the words of the chorus. Because, I do that classic thing. All right, now you sing it. And I can hear the mumble of the wrong words. Because you're not, weren't you? Now it's a bit confusing. I should have reviewed that, really. Now, in hindsight, I probably should have made it a little more simple.
Don't change it. Do not change it.
So good. Brian, we love having you in. And we love having Rack in, your lovely wife. Thank you so much.
Thank
You're
you.
always welcome at 96 FM. We'd love to do a Brian Canham takeover one time.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be fantastic.
I thought it was a picture of my wife on the front cover of the paper then, but it's Megan Markle. So.
Yeah. Oh. And you are very...
Yeah, we'll let you two get back to the hotel then, all right?
Brian Canham live on 96 FM. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.